Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie, and today we're testing Pram Halfwood Press number 104 on its way to England. And the buyer for this press asked me to test it with a large plate, 5 by 11. She wants to be sure that it will print that larger plate on a 6 by 17-inch press bed. And so I made this etching to print on the press today. Here's how it looks as a finished print. But before I print, I want to show a few things about the press itself. As I said, it's the Pram Halfwood press. It comes with a box, and inside the box are an Allen wrench for tightening the hub if it ever came loose, which is unlikely. A business card, some postcards, souvenir postcards, a user's manual, a DVD you're looking at, and a set of new blankets. The Pram Halfwood press takes 2 blankets, a sizing catcher and a roller blanket. It also comes with a extension cable, a USB extension cable, which I will explain later. It's for the PressGhost. And inside that box is the instructions for the PressGhost. I'll get to that later on in the demonstration. Let me point out a few things about the press itself. It's a rack-driven press, so it doesn't require any pressure on the top roller because the press is driven by a gear and a rack underneath the press. The top roller is the pressure screws are connected with a chain, so they're always synchronized. When we start out, we raise the top roller enough to put the blankets under the roller, and then we tighten it back down with 2 hands. Underneath the press today, I have a gripper pad. Sometimes on a smooth surface, the press might wiggle around, and the gripper pad makes it stay in place. On the side of the press are roller rulers, which act as a kind of a gauge, an index, so that you can use them for references. There are roller rulers on both sides, so for convenience. But because the pressure screws are synchronized, you don't have to worry about whether they're level. The top roller will always be level and parallel with the bottom roller. So now I'm ready to print. I won't use the new blankets. I'll use another set of blankets. As I said, the top roller is up high enough to let you put the blankets under. I tighten it back down with 2 hands. This is always, I always say it's a matter of feeling. With experience, a person learns how it feels. You can still use the roller rulers as a kind of index. After the first trial proof, you'll know whether you had enough pressure or not. Before I started today, I dampened some paper. I soaked some Arches cover in water for a while, and I blotted it off and I put it in plastic. I also put a piece of Magnani. This one is a gray Magnani. It's a softer paper. Before I print, I like to warm the plate. So I'm going to warm the plate on a hot plate That will make the ink softer. This is an oil-based ink, so whenever you warm an oil-based ink, it softens it. So I think it'll make a better proof if the ink is soft. With the rack-driven bed, I get a mechanical advantage of about 3 to 1. So it's like having a geared press, a 3 to 1 geared press. For the convenience of the video, I'll turn the press around. But before I pull the proof, I have a practice of writing on a moment number. That's the moment the print was pulled. It's the date, starting with the year 11, the month 10, the day 24, and the time by the 24-hour clock 10:44 Pacific Daylight Time. And there's the second trial proof from this press, number 104. And now I want to talk about the PressGhost. I mentioned earlier that the Pram comes with a PressGhost, and inside the box is the USB extension cable. The PressGhost is located here, hidden in the hood. I lowered the roller all the way down to give my finger room to push out the detent, to push out the connection. And in the box, along with the instructions, is the USB extension cable. It has two ends. One end is called the socket, and the other end is called the plug. The socket has a little image of the PressGhost on it. You plug the socket, you hold the detent with your finger and push in on it, and that connects the socket to the PressGhost. And then to your PC or your Mac, whatever accepts a USB connector, you plug in the plug into the socket on your computer. I have this laptop. As soon as you plug it in, the computer will detect that you have plugged in a new drive, flash drive, and in this removable disk directory, look for Open the Folder. And when you open that folder, you'll see the directory called PressGhost. Double-click on that, and you have the whole directory for the PressGhost. Now we're looking for the HTML file called index. This is a universal web page designation as the home page. There it is, index HTML. Double-click on that, and you'll right away be on the home page. Now, the system will warn you that there's a movie or some suspect file, and in this case you need to double click here and allow the blocked content. The safety precaution, they give you a double warning. It's a QuickTime movie. From here you can go to any of the three presses that are shown on this PressGhost, or you can watch the tutorial, which is kind of a repetition of what I'm talking about now, how to use the PressGhost, but it's much better. So with that, I'll quit and leave you to your own fun and exploration of the PressGhost.